welcome into Let's Talk Kentucky. I'm your host and moderator, Sherelle Roberts, and we're here with the Let's Talk team. It's Susan Mills, Kim Dixon, and Lisa High. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yes, happy Tuesday.
Okay, so this is going to be an exciting week in Lexington because St. Patrick's Day is coming up. And I mean, Dylan has a little weather graphic that tells us St. Patrick's Day is coming up. I'm seeing little leprechauns walking around the city like, you know, things are happening.
Yeah.
So this St. Patrick's Day in Lexington is going to be super cool because they're going to be kicking off the festivities on March the 16th with the festival and parade, okay? Now, Lexington does nothing basic. Like, when we decide to have a party,
let's ramp it up.
It is completely over the top.
All in.
All in. And I love, so this year's celebration is going to start at 10:45 a.m. with the blessing of the keg.
Oh.
Yes. The blessing of the keg. Okay. So they're going to roll a little beer out there. We're going to pray over it. And we're going to start drinking at 10:45 in the morning.
I didn't even know they did this. Like, I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Yes.
Can you put green beer in the keg?
I would hope so.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think there's a process for it.
I guess so. I'd like to meet the priest or the person that's doing the blessing, the saint.
They should probably get the first tap.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's so funny. It's like, well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get it.
Let's get this party started.
Let's get it cracking.
I'm so early though.
So after they pop that keg and bless it, of course, then at 11:15, then everything kicks off. They're going to have a full day of music, dancing, bagpipes, drums, all sorts of stuff. And then there will be a parade at 1 p.m. So, it's going to be exciting.
I love
It
the
is.
bagpipes.
Do you?
Gosh, it gives me cold chills.
Does it really?
Oh, yeah.
I love the bagpipes.
I do too.
That is interesting. See, I always associate it with like very somber events, and I guess I shouldn't. It's a celebratory
celebration.
event.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I see what you're saying too. It is associated with that as well. So.
You know what I love about St. Patrick's Day? You don't have to be Irish to celebrate it.
That is true.
That's right.
It's a day we all get to pretend like we're Irish.
Exactly.
How many people have you seen with "Kiss Me, I'm Irish"?
Yeah.
Like on their shirt. They're not Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even
so
close.
Irish.
It's okay though.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't care. We all
Exactly.
suspend reality for the day. We can all be Irish.
It is fun.
I think it's a cautionary tale to wear a shirt that says "Kiss me," though.
Yeah.
You know, because that could just invite all kinds of.
Oh,
Like, back off, I'm Irish.
exactly.
Or for introverts, wave at me, I'm Irish. Well, yeah, that's a new marketing scheme. We might need to work on that.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
We'll have an alternative T-shirt line.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day for introverts.
Lisa will not have one.
Yes, exactly.
We can
God,
be an
you
introvert
guys are
for a
leaving
day. Introvert for a day. St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, I'll try. I'll try it.
She'll try, and then she'll be out there
Yeah,
talking to
she's not
everybody.
gonna-
It won't
no,
work.
no,
It
it's
won't
not gonna
work. Okay, so the city of Lexington is turning 250 in 2025. That's next year. So they are gearing up for all kinds of ideas and things that they want to do to celebrate. You remember they started last year getting ready for it. So here's the newest thing. The city is inviting residents to apply for community cultural grants, which will allow you to showcase Lexington's rich and unique history. So you can get a grant from $5,000 to $20,000, and you can use it to create like art or something that just shows how cool and unique Lexington is. So I believe that we have the website here. If not, it's lexingtonky.gov/250lex. I believe that's what it is. So what a great opportunity to get everybody involved.
Yeah,
Yes.
Lexington looks fantastic for 250 years old. I mean,
Aging
look at
well.
us. Yeah.
It's had a little work done.
Little work done, but that's okay.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
So you may only submit one application per organization or individual, and the deadline is next month, April 24th. And then after everybody's turned in their applications, then there will be a review, and you'll find out if you've been funded. But Susan, you're an artiste.
Yes, go for it, girl.
Yeah. I actually submitted one of like the horse art. Remember when the horses
did you?
were? I did. Well, I did it for my nonprofit, my Autism Tribe. But I think this is just another fantastic way that we can incorporate the arts in the community. As many things as we can have to bring like diverse people together and just kind of lift each other up. How cool is that?
I know.
Very, very cool. Very cool. And then last but not least, let's give a shout out to Kim. If you just can't get enough of Kim like we can, I can't get enough. You can't get enough of Kim, then you can hear her on the radio this week. Tell us about it, Kim.
It's 106.3 hits, and I am working with Mandy this week for Mandy and Friends, and I'm going to be on the radio. It's 2 to 6 every day, and I'm having so much fun. It is a lot of fun to do a radio show. Now, here's the problem, guys. Yesterday when we signed off, I waved and smiled.
You have a face for radio.
That's so stupid. It was just ridiculous.
It's okay, though.
Well, maybe if you set up your phone, maybe you can, do that at the same time, and then it'll make you feel normal.
It will make me feel
there you
normal.
go.
I love that. That's cute. Well, Kim, congratulations. We're so glad about that. We know that some other friends are going to be going too, so we'll talk about that as it comes up. All right, everybody. That's Talk of the Town. Stay with us. Coming up after the break, you know we like to keep it spicy. We're going to talk about something called Mom University. Stay with us. Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk Kentucky. It is time for the Countdown Conversation. This is the part of the show where we discuss as many topics as we can in 6 minutes. First off, school weed. It just sounds spicy, doesn't it? So, next year, 2025, Kentucky's medical cannabis law is going into effect, which means if your doctor writes your prescription for medical marijuana, if you have a certain list of conditions, then you'll be able to use it. Now, what if you're a kid and what if you're in school and you need to use your medical marijuana prescription during the school day? Should you be allowed to do it? Should the school nurse be able to give it to you while you're in school? Ladies, what do you think?
Well, I think, okay, so for one, a doctor is prescribing this.
Correct.
So they have a prescription. If the nurse is administering it, I don't see any problem with it. I mean, it's not going to affect, if it's not going to harm other students, if it's not going to harm the faculty, this is something the student needs, I'm all for it.
Okay.
Initially, I wasn't on board with this, but I was thinking about it. A lot of the conditions that children will need this medication for, they're in severe need. You see people who get high off the medications, but these are kids that really need it. They're not going to be getting high. They just need their medication to be normal.
And I think sometimes when people picture medical marijuana in their mind, they picture somebody sitting on the couch smoking. No! Medical marijuana comes in many forms, including pill, liquid, oil, powder, patches, dried leaves. So there's so many ways that medical marijuana can present, and it just depends on which state you live in. My only concern with this is I want to make sure that it's going to be stored safely. And I'm sure schools have protocols like that, just like emergency rooms have protocol. When I worked at the police department, they had protocol for how we store substances that may have been brought in as evidence. So that's my main thing, because I don't want somebody in the school who may have substance abuse disorder getting into the kids' medication. But that's already a concern now. So I'm sure if they're working on that, it should be fine.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. It is already a concern, but they've already been dealing with controlled substances for kids that need this medication during the school day. So yeah, I'm completely okay with it. It's prescribed by a doctor, needs to be given by the nurse. I don't think there's any problem with that whatsoever.
All right. Well, we settled that. Love to hear what you guys think at home. Man, I think it's interesting. Okay, up next, Mom University. So have you ever been, when you were a little kiddo, riding in the car, and depending on what decade it was, in your seatbelt or out of your seatbelt? Because, you know, like before the 70s, you didn't have to wear a seatbelt. But anyway, you've been riding in the car with your mom, and you say, Mom, can we go to McDonald's? And your mom says, do you have McDonald's money?
Exactly.
Right? We have McDonald's at home. And then I'm like, we all laughed because all of our moms said this. And I am convinced that there must be some place called Mom University where when you find out you're getting ready to have a kid, they send you there, you get a scholarship there, and they teach you all these things to say because you're going to become a mom. So so when your mom went to Mom University, what sorts of sayings do you think that she picked up while she was there?
Well, gosh, I would be rich if I had the money. Okay, the pre-store warning. Yeah, everyone's in the car, right? My two younger sisters, and and she was like, okay, before we go in, I want you guys to act like you have some common sense. And if you don't, we will turn around and we will leave that store.
Yep.
And also pertain to other people's homes.
Oh, absolutely.
You're going to act like you have some sense.
Absolutely. Don't go in here showing out.
That's right,
Yeah.
because we never had sense. That was never part of the plan.
We had no idea what sense was.
I have a penny in my pocket.
Kim?
Mine was, those dishes aren't going to put themselves in the sink. And the other one was, you better go to the bathroom before we get on the road.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
We're not stopping.
Oh, yeah.
At all.
For 8 hours?
At all. Okay, Lisa, go ahead. Wrap
Okay,
us up.
this was my favorite. You better straighten up, or I'm going to spank you in front of all these people. That was always the thing. I'm going to
Yes.
spank you in front of all these people, and they did. They did. They didn't care about child services or anything like that.
My mom would say, call him. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
That was my child. But that one, and also, you just wait till your father gets home. Just
that's a good one, too.
till your father gets home.
Yeah, Mom University, y'all definitely went. Okay, so finally, last but not least, so UK women's basketball coach Kyra Elsie has been, quote, relieved of her duties. As if you watched the show for any amount of time, you know that Coach Elsie is one of our faves, and so man, what a situation, Kim.
Man, she's an amazing woman. I have been following her since she was an assistant at Tennessee, and she is such a good role model and a leader for these women. I'm gonna miss her.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the sports landscape is changing so much and will continue to do so. I mean, it's quickly changing. But these coaches, they have to worry about not only just actually coaching the game, but raising good human beings. I mean, they have to be good role models, and she 100% fulfilled that job. She's going to find a good home somewhere.
Yeah, Lisa.
Yeah, we got to do the basketball clinic with her for the women's clinic, and she did it first annual, and it was because of our show. I mean, we got to really know her. She is a great human being. I wish her nothing but the best. I wish they would have given her more time to build this program. It takes time to build a program. Coach Stoops built the football program. Coach Calipari. It takes time.
Yeah, it absolutely does take time. And for me, I'm glad she's getting an awesome payout. Look, if you want to relieve me, yeah, go ahead and relieve me with a $2 million payout. I'll go and be relieved. Let me be relieved. But she's amazing. Sad to see her go, certainly. So good luck, Coach Elsie. We sure do like you and love you over here. Okay, everybody, stay with us. Coming up after the break, we're going to hear about this amazing place called Camp Hero. Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk Kentucky. We are so excited about this interview. Our guest at the table is Rocco Besenyak with Camp Hero. Welcome! We are so glad to have you here. So you have this amazing program called Camp Hero, which provides retreats, hunting trips, camping trips, and outdoor experiences for wounded veterans and first responders. But before we talk about Camp Hero, tell us your story.
Okay. I was in the Navy, ended up becoming medically retired, and after that I became a police officer in Shepherdsville, just south of Louisville. July 3rd, 2016, I was conducting a traffic stop, and I was trying to arrest a wanted felon, and she ended up dragging me with her vehicle and running over my legs. That essentially caused numerous spinal injuries, and I was forced to medically retire. When I found out I had to medically retire, that's when I started dealing with all the mental health issues. I started dealing with depression, post-traumatic stress, and at one point I was even suicidal. I was trying to look up ways to where I could commit suicide and it would look like an accident. But I didn't want to, I knew there was more for me than that, so I was looking up resources for mental health for first responders, and there was absolutely nothing. There was nothing out there whatsoever. Luckily, I was able to fall back on my military mental health because I didn't want to see a normal civilian, because that's just how usually vets and first responders are. They didn't want to talk to normal people or normal people. And so I got my mental health squared away, and then I started getting back in the outdoors and realizing how beneficial it was being out in nature for my own mental health, and started bringing other vets and first responders out in mental health. So being, I saw the lack of the mental health resources for vets and first responders, then I wanted to help start providing that myself.
Yeah.
And so that's Camp Hero.
Exactly.
So can you share an overview of that?
Sure. In 2019, my wife and I, we bought 160 acres with a cabin there in Jackson County, Kentucky. Immediately, we started hosting other vets and first responders out there to get away, decompress, also be able to fellowship with each other, because nobody gets each other like, people like themselves, like vets and first responders. So when we started doing that, it just started blowing up. We're an all-volunteer nonprofit. We have no paid people. So everyone who's part of this nonprofit does it because they want to make a difference and want to do something. And so that's, Camp Hero became my purpose.
Yeah, I think we have some photographs too. Did we show? I was so into it. I could. So we did
No,
show the
you're fine.
photographs. Okay, excellent.
Rocco,
Yeah.
Camp Hero, where do you see it in a year? Where do you see it in 5 years?
We just started a program called the Nature Immersion Mental Health Maintenance Program for vets and first responders. So this is a regular program where vets and first responders can come out there, learn things about the outdoors, bushcraft, stuff like that. But we also have mental health professionals that are there at the time, so they can provide resources and stuff like that to them also. So that has developed a lot of great interest, and I see in about a year we're going to have, we should be able to serve anywhere from 700 to 900 people a year doing
That's
that.
amazing.
And within 5 years, I would love to be able to expand to other states and help develop programs in those other states, because what we do now, there's no other problem like our program like it. It was, and this is an outside the box type treatment where vets first responders are type A people. You tell them, hey, you need to go talk to someone, they're gonna be like, no.
Right. Nope, not doing it.
But if you say, hey, how about you go out here and hang out in the outdoors with a bunch of other vets and first responders, you're kind of tricking them into getting help. So they're going out there, they're hanging out, being out in nature has been scientifically proven to beneficially help your mental health. So getting them out there with them, and then also having the mental health professionals there to give them resources for when they do leave, should they reach that critical point, they'll have those resources there where kind of like, because when I needed those resources, they weren't there. So we're giving them these tools and just another tool in their tool belt for them to get that.
So you have an amazing fundraiser coming up too. Let's talk about that quickly if you can.
Yep. August 10th, we will be having the American Heroes Bourbon and Barbecue Bash.
Yeah.
This will be, I think it's our 4th one, and there'll be about 500 people there, but we have live auction, silent auction, raffles, all you can eat barbecue, beer, bourbon, of course, a lot of rare bourbons, and just some great auction items. And it's an amazing time where you actually get to meet a lot of the people who were part of Camp Hero and staff, and you get to hear a lot of people's stories there also.
Oh, I love it.
So I hope that folks really help you guys out with this fundraiser. And then also for folks who are watching, or maybe you know someone who may need to get involved, may need to take a trip out to Camp Hero, please encourage them to do so. Really quickly, we've got just a couple of seconds. Tell them your website so folks can find you.
Sure. You can go to campheroky.org, and there you can go on there. There's a volunteer button. There's a button where you can sign up for the Nature Immersion Program, and there's also information on the fundraiser on there also.
Nice.
So, and even if you want to see what we've done prior, there's a little link on there. You click in the news, and you click on it, and it'll show the past years of stuff that we've done.
Very cool. Well, Rocco, thank you so much for, first of all your service to us nationally and locally. And thanks for doing this for so many folks who truly, truly need it. It's great to have you on the show.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me tell my story.
Absolutely. Thank
Thanks.
you. All right, everybody, stay with us. It's Women's History Month. That means it's time for another Women's History Moment. All right, everybody, we like to end every show in this month with our Women's History Moment, and I think this one is so cool. This woman is, we've tried to keep them all from Kentucky. We really have. So today's woman is Anna Mack Clark. She was a Women's Army Corps officer during World War II. She became the first African-American woman to be a commanding officer of an all-white regiment, and she became a first lieutenant. Clark she is actually from Lawrenceburg, so she went to Lawrenceburg High School at the time, which was a segregated high school. After graduating, she went to Kentucky State College, which is now Kentucky State University, and she participated in sports. She became a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. She was there on the school newspaper. She did all kinds of things. So she was just trailblazing, and she had a bachelor's degree in sociology and economics, which back in the 40s was a huge feat for a woman, let alone a black woman. So Anna Mack Clark, oh, she's no longer with us, but what a story.
What a really is.
Yes,
woman.
seriously. And she looks so like
She
she's so
does.
cute.
I
She's
love
pretty.
that.
I'm a lieutenant, but I'm still cute. Like I just, I love it. So everybody, we want to hear your story during this Women's History Month. You can be our guest on the show. Send us an email at this website. It's letstalkky@gmail.com. Tell us about you. We want to hear about you, and we want to get you at the table. And don't be scared. We're a little bit weird, but we're not crazy. So just come on and join us. We'd really, really, really appreciate it. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. We had a great time, and we will see you tomorrow.